Hello, welcome to this update. So, just another update on Cyclone Errol, spots of Australia. So, yesterday we did an update about these cyclones and the big low pressure in New Zealand, but we have some new information and new things that happened. So, about yesterday night or something, it reached category 5, like absolutely rapid intensification, one of the most rapid I've ever seen, and it was absolutely crazy on satellite, like you guys saw on yesterday's video. Yesterday's video, it was like strong category 4, close to category 5, but then it intensified further later. But now, as you can see, it's already weakening a little bit. Some showers are already affecting the coast, and there's still a lot of convection, but it has weakened a little bit. Now there's this other area just north of Australia. It's already an invest that might form into a tropical storm or something. So let's first see this one. So this is Cyclone Errol for northwestern Australia, and it's forecast to make landfall now as a category 1, and it might affect places like Derby, Beagle Bay, spots of Kiribati, and more areas in between Cockatoo Island. So if you are in those areas, be careful. This orange area is warning zone gales within 24 hours. So please be careful in those areas. And there's like, it's still in the ocean there, about category 3 still. And it does say severe tropical cyclone Errol is weakening and tracking to the east-southeast towards West Kimberley coast. And warning zone Kiribati to Broome, not including Broome, watch zones none. So intensity category 3, sustained winds of 100 km per hour with wind gusts to 185 km per hour. Location and severe tropical cyclone Errol has weakened to a category 3. It's moving to the east southeast and continue on this track towards West Kimberley coast tonight and Friday. So it's already approaching very quickly in those areas. So prepare for a category 1 storm. Be careful. And Errol is expected to weaken further into category 1 by Friday afternoon as it brushes the tip of Dampier Peninsula. It's forecast to weaken below tropical cyclone strength as it crosses West Kimberley coast Friday evening, and most likely between Cape Leverett and Cockatoo Island north of Derby. So hazards the gales with damaging wind gusts may develop between Cockatoo Island and Beagle Bay from Friday late morning and extend to Kiribati on Friday evening as Errol makes landfall. Gales and damaging wind gusts could extend southwards to Beagle Bay and to Broome during Friday only if the track shifts south of its current forecasts. Destructive wind gusts close to 140 km per gusts may occur between Cockatoo Island and Beagle Bay Friday afternoon, but only if Errol does not weaken as quickly as forecast. So there's still a chance that it weakens more than that as it's forecast now. So heavy rainfall may develop between Kiribati and Broome during Friday and persist during Saturday morning as Errol moves closer to and crosses the West Kimberley coast. Tides may rise above normal high tide mark, but sea levels should not exceed the highest tide of the year. So please be careful. So here, check this link I will put in the description as well for the emergency information, everything. So please be careful. Those areas, stay safe. And there's here like the cyclone information. There's this tropical low forecast to form near northern Australia there, and here they do have here like storms forecast and just showers and storms expected. So there's fog maps. So these are some very interesting maps as well. You can check here if you want the links on the description. But for more information on the wind and everything, so the European is actually very weak on these wind gusts. I don't think the European is okay. So here there's the GFS a little bit more more realistic. So that shows some winds to 81 km per gus, 75, 76. There's the icon. This goes still uh, weakening to category 1, but the icon doesn't have that strong winds. There's the axis too. The axis like totally crazy. It goes, but it's kind of realistic in some sense, but the X is like 152 km per gus. Those yellow spots close to 200, some 180. So I don't think this will happen. I think the X is too strong, but you never know. You saw how fast that thing intensified. So all forecasts now say that it's weakening rapidly, but some gusts like this might still happen, but the access is too high, I think. But just be on alert in case this happens. And later, by like Friday night, it still has slightly higher gusts in some areas inland in northwestern Australia. So be aware. But I think the access is too strong for now. The GFS looks the most realistic, but I think the gusts that themselves will be higher than this. So please be careful. The storm is there right now and it's approaching. So there's the track here, shows around category 1, the Kimberley coast, and shows the GFS ensembles generally landfall around those areas as well, and it might wobble a little bit later. The remnants of the rain might move south, and the Canadian similar thing. There's this GFS. So yeah, be careful. Those areas. There's here like for the track and the other one possibly forming. So the GFS tries to form this tropical storm in the Bay of Carpentaria, just north of Australia, and it does take Errol there into northwestern Australia, like we saw. Then eventually the GFS gets to 999 millibars into the Northern Territory by Sunday, the other system there. So this goes and it goes out into the Indian Ocean again and brings more rain to Indonesia later. So there's the European too, shows like both cyclones there, and as you can see, like the European's 990 millibars now. So the European is in a parallel universe. It shows it way weaker than it actually is. This year is barely a tropical storm, and we all know that it's category 3 now, so don't pay attention to that. But there, the other area just north of Australia, it does try to form into a tropical storm near northern Queensland. It spins there a little bit more. That's already Sunday. This goes by Monday, it goes into the Northern Territory. So if you are in Northern Queensland or Northern Territory, just be aware. You might have a tropical storm there by Monday or even Sunday, because the icon's still going towards Queensland. Like in the first hit by Saturday, goes into Queensland, then it curves and goes to the Northern Territory by Monday and Tuesday, and then it goes there, and then it goes to the Indian Ocean again. And I don't think it will strengthen back, but the Canadians trying to strengthen it back again. There's the icon too, that's like ridiculously weak, like 1000 millibars, and we all know it's not like that, so don't pay attention to that as well. But pay attention to this part near northern Queensland. The icon forms like almost like a tropical storm. It lingers there and goes close to the Northern Territory again. So this area here of the Northern Territory has to pay very close attention to this system, and Northern Queensland too. So here there's the access to show it as well. So Friday, this goes into Saturday. It still has this going into Northern Queensland, Friday into Saturday, and then it goes Sunday, and it has some more showers in Northern Queensland. It might be heavier too, but by Monday, the axis doesn't have a direct hit in Northern Territory, but it passes just north of it Tuesday. So Tuesday, this goes, and the axis does strengthen it just north of Australia. Next week, Wednesday, Thursday, they might weaken near the Northern Territory again. So the axis doing some interesting stuff there. But be careful in those areas. There's the European, for the rainfall until Wednesday, it shows like some spots of the Northern Territory, some 80 millimeters, some islands there to 131 millimeters, 122, in other spots to 95 millimeters. So be careful in those areas. But if this really forms and heads towards the Northern Territory, I think the GFS might be more like it. So it shows like some 238 millimeters next 5 days. Spots of the Northern Territory. Those islands to like some 149, even to like 205 millimeters. So this northeastern area here of the Northern Territory has to pay very close attention. So please be careful. Shows spots in northern Queensland, some 114 millimeters, 55 millimeters, even to 118 Thursday Island. So be careful in these areas of northern Queensland too. There's the icon. It forms there just north of Australia and has some stronger showers through northern Queensland as well. And it does pass very close to northern Queensland, to Northern Territory, but it doesn't go directly over. It just passes like very close to Northern Territory. But it does have more than 124 millimeters. So be careful in those areas. It does have later eventually to southern Indonesia too. And yeah, so be careful. There's the axis, and it does have it going to Queensland by Saturday, like Friday, Saturday, more than 200 millimeters, and more spots of like northeastern Queensland. And after that, the axis curves back towards the Northern Territory, like more than 172 millimeters. And even later, it already has like 700 millimeters down the road, but that's too far. Let's not see that far. But please be aware, Northern Queensland and Northern Territory for the potential this cyclone here in there in the short range. And the axis has like close to 300 millimeters in the northwestern part of Australia because of this cyclone Errol, and the axis kind of too strong with it, but this might happen like 300 millimeters, 334, 191, and it goes very far inland with this rainfall. So the axis kind of has it too strong, but this might happen with the rainfall. You never know. So stay safe in those areas, especially the flooding and the wind gusts when it makes landfall. And it's already approaching very quickly, so have your preparations done already and a safe place to stay. So please be careful. In other parts of Australia still shows those fronts, southwestern Australia today into this weekend. Be careful. In southeastern Australia it's even showing like 131 millimeters southeastern New South Wales. So we'll keep watching that. And still in New Zealand, the system there still has like 278 millimeters. North and South Island, even to like 358 more spots in the South Island. So please be careful. In New Zealand, it's still happening there. Spots of Malaysia too, more than 200 millimeters. In Indonesia as well, and even in some islands there in the Indian Ocean, it has a lot. And in the Cook Islands, it does have some 26 millimeters. Not anything crazy, but just be aware. There's the European here, has some more storms spots of the Indian Ocean, especially this area, central Indian Ocean, like 800 millimeters, the middle of the ocean, because of a disturbance there. So keep watching. Does have southern India, still some storms, spots in eastern India, but especially Bangladesh and northeastern India through 123 millimeters, some 82 millimeters. So please be careful. Southern China in the next 5 days might get heavy, some 206 by the European. The GFS close to 100, and the European still goes to the southern islands of Japan for more storms. There's the icon, it has a big area of southern China, more than 100 millimeters. So please be careful in Bangladesh. It has even to 127 those storms, and those storms here might be strong and even some kind of severe. So especially Thursday, Friday in Bangladesh, be careful. Those storms might have hail and some very strong winds. So Friday, especially Friday into Saturday, even during the night and Saturday afternoon, some very strong storms in China. Might be a few severe ones, especially Sunday into Mondays, Central China, and the European once again shows a major system, more storms by Monday and Tuesday in China, and some strong winds into South Korea and then Japan. And it still has on Tuesday, Thursday the 24th, spots of northeastern India and the Himalayas, some more snow and more storms in China Thursday, Friday the 25th. So we'll keep watching, but be aware there's this disturbance that the Indian Ocean, it spins there. Might be as a few passing showers in part Maturin, some spots there, but it doesn't actually form into any cyclone, just lingers there. So be aware, but nothing crazy. There's still more showers and storms scattered across Africa, so be careful. Those areas, especially Central Africa, so still shows 5 days, especially like Tanzania, northern Mozambique, Malawi, and more spots, most of Central Africa, these heavier storms, and all the way as far west as Sierra Leone. So be careful, shower through in Mauritania and the Cabo Verde, a small shower through, and be aware Madagascar, still some showers and storms, and spots of South Africa still shows some more rain and some storms next 5 days. So be careful. There's here for Tonga, still shows Fiji, especially between Fiji and Tonga, those higher totals, and Papete, French Polynesia, even to more than 70 millimeters, 91 millimeters. So stay safe. Those areas shows more those small atolls, and as far east as Adamstown, Mauetea Sud, Riquitéas, some more prone to some showers and storms. So be careful. This area in the middle is kind of quieter, but here the path of those storm systems, there will be the heavy rain. So be careful. Still, the Samoa Islands, those areas, a lot of storms in the GFS, even more than 100 millimeters. Some islands between the Samoa Islands and Australia, Papua New Guinea, very heavy still. The icon still has more in Samoa as well as spots of Tonga. So stay safe. Even the Cook Islands. The Cook Islands are kind of quieter, but still shows some the northern part. And the icon even to like 111 in French Polynesia. So be careful in those areas. And I know I just talked about half of the world, but the most important thing here is be careful with this cyclone heading to northwestern Australia. Uh, Although it will weaken a little bit, but it will still be very dangerous. So stay safe. Please be careful and check the links in the description. So there's in New Zealand still those strong winds. So Samei Pargas, Samei still shows might be stronger in a few spots, but still very bumpy. So Friday, Saturday in Waitani, some stronger gusts periodically, and maybe Monday between the North and South Island. The icon has some stronger gusts too, especially like today and Friday, even to 101 in a few spots. So stay safe and have stronger white honey by Friday, Saturday. So here does show that rain in New Zealand, those passing thunderstorms in a few spots because of this, and it goes Friday, Saturday, but later next weekend shows this front in Tasmania and Victoria Saturday, Sunday. Potentially it will bring those storms to New South Wales there Monday, and thus the icon does show some heavy rain as a low pressure develops there. The European shows kind of as well, and the GFS kind of, but the axis and the icon showed the heaviest rain there in New South Wales, starting Saturday until Tuesday maybe. So be careful that front in Western Australia. So stay safe. The cyclone there as it makes landfall, and still shows some gustier winds near southwestern Australia, in the ocean a few spots also, with this front today and this weekend, spots of South Australia too, and later to Victoria, Tasmania, New South Wales. So be aware those areas, and please be careful with this cycle. And I showed you the temperatures in the video yesterday. They are quite fine. Just beware, some areas are still hot and other areas are slightly colder. And but nothing that extreme. Just be aware in the places that are still hot, and some places they might have more slightly colder temperatures. So be aware those areas, and yeah.